In the year 3025, humanity had long since ceased being a species confined to its home planet. Centuries of technological advancement, driven by necessity after Earth's resources dwindled, led to the colonization of distant star systems. Humanity's reach stretched across galaxies, but it came at a cost. Conflict with alien civilizations became inevitable. Among these extraterrestrial powers were two dominant empires: the Crimson Empire, known for their mastery of plasma weaponry and fiery red nebulae they called home, and the Nova Empire, whose advanced energy shields and crystalline ships glimmered like stars against the void. For decades, these empires waged war on each other, vying for control over trade routes, mining colonies, and strategic wormholes. Humanity, scattered among countless worlds, tried to remain neutral, trading with both sides while avoiding direct confrontation. But neutrality is not always an option when you're caught between giants. Captain Elias Kane stood on the bridge of the Eclipse Asterisk, a state-of-the-art Earth warship. It wasn't just any vessel, it was the culmination of centuries of human ingenuity. Sleek and angular, the ship bristled with experimental weapon systems, quantum-entangled communications arrays, and an AI core so advanced that even its creators hesitated to fully trust it. The Eclipse Asterisk represented humanity's last resort, a deterrent meant to keep the empires from encroaching further into human territory. Kane was no stranger to conflict. Born on Mars during one of its many rebellions against corporate overlords, he had risen through the ranks of Earth's unified fleet through sheer determination and tactical brilliance. His crew respected him, though few dared to call him friend. He carried himself with quiet authority, his piercing gray eyes betraying little emotion. Yet beneath his stoic exterior lay a deep-seated fear, not of death, but of failure. If the Eclipse Asterisk fell, so too would humanity's fragile independence. "Captain," said Lieutenant Voss, the ship's communications officer, breaking the silence, "we've received another ultimatum from the Crimson Empire. They claim we've been harboring Nova spies within our colonies." Kane sighed, rubbing his temples. "And what does command say?" "They're advising us to comply," Voss replied, her voice tinged with frustration. "Hand over the suspected spies or face retaliation." "And if we do, what then?" Kane asked rhetorically. "The Novas will accuse us of betrayal and retaliate themselves. We can't appease both sides forever." Commander Theo Rask, the ship's executive officer, stepped forward. "Permission to speak freely, sir?" "Always," Kane said, gesturing for him to continue. "The Crimsons and Novas have been using us as pawns for years," Rask stated bluntly. "If we don't take a stand now, they'll carve up our territories without hesitation. The Eclipse Asterisk might be our only chance to tip the scales in our favor." Kane nodded slowly. Rask was right, but the risks were astronomical. Engaging either empire head-on would mean annihilation unless every move was calculated perfectly. Still, there was something else gnawing at the edges of his mind, a plan forming amidst the chaos. Hours later, the Eclipse Asterisk dropped out of hyperspace near the edge of the Andromeda Expanse, a volatile region of space littered with asteroid fields and unstable gravitational anomalies. This was where the Crimson and Nova fleets often clashed, leaving behind debris and disabled ships. Kane had chosen this location carefully. It was remote enough to avoid immediate detection, yet close enough to monitor enemy movements. "Initiate Operation Shadow Strike," Kane ordered, his voice steady despite the weight of the decision. The crew sprang into action. Engineers powered up the cloaking device, rendering the massive warship invisible to all but the most sophisticated sensors. Meanwhile, drones deployed to scout the surrounding area, relaying data back to the AI core. Within minutes, the Eclipse Asterisk had a comprehensive map of nearby enemy positions. As expected, the Crimson Fleet outnumbered the Novas 3-1. Their flagship, the Inferno Blade Asterisk, loomed like a crimson monolith, its hull glowing faintly from the heat of its reactors. The Nova forces, though smaller, compensated with superior defensive capabilities. Their vessels shimmered with protective energy fields, reflecting the light of nearby stars. Kane studied the holographic display intently. Target the Crimsons first, he decided. Their aggression makes them predictable. Once they're weakened, we'll turn our attention to the Novus. But won't that make us enemies of both? Voss asked, concern etched on her face. Yes, Kane admitted. But if we strike decisively, neither side will recover quickly enough to retaliate effectively. By the time they regroup, we'll have secured key systems and established alliances with smaller factions. This isn't about winning a battle. It's about ensuring humanity's survival. The first phase of the operation began under cover of darkness. Using precision-guided missiles and EMP bursts, the Eclipse crippled several Crimson supply ships before slipping away undetected. The Crimsons, assuming the attacks came from the Novus, retaliated fiercely, plunging deeper into the trap Kane had set. Meanwhile, the AI core analyzed patterns in the Nova fleet's movements, identifying weak points in their defenses. When the time came, the Eclipse struck with devastating force, disabling multiple Nova cruisers in a matter of minutes. The element of surprise worked in their favor. Neither empire realized they were facing a third party until it was too late. For weeks, the Eclipse danced between the warring factions, sowing discord and chaos wherever it went. False transmissions planted evidence of betrayal, turning allies against each other. Strategic strikes crippled infrastructure, forcing both empires to divert resources to repair efforts rather than pursue the elusive attacker. Yet, as successful as the campaign was, the toll on the crew grew heavier with each passing day. Sleep deprivation, stress, and the constant threat of discovery weighed heavily on everyone aboard. Even Kane, who prided himself on his resilience, found himself questioning whether the ends justified the means. Finally, the moment of reckoning arrived. Both the Crimson and Nova empires, exhausted and fractured, agreed to a temporary ceasefire to focus on finding the mysterious aggressor threatening their dominance. Intelligence reports pointed to human involvement, but proof remained elusive. Kane knew it was only a matter of time before they traced the attacks back to the Eclipse. In a bold gamble, he ordered the ship to reveal itself, not to flee, but to confront the empires directly. When the Eclipse decloaked above a devastated battlefield, broadcasting a message on all frequencies, the galaxy held its breath. Leaders of the Crimson and Nova empires, Kane's voice echoed across the void. You have spent centuries waging wars that benefit no one but yourselves. Countless lives have been lost, entire civilizations destroyed, all for the sake of greed and power. Today, we offer you a choice. Continue down this path of destruction, or join us in forging a new era of cooperation and peace. The transmission ended, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. For a moment, it seemed as though the universe itself had stopped spinning. Then, unexpectedly, a response came, not from the Empire's leaders, but from the people. Across the galaxy, citizens of both empires rose up, demanding an end to the endless cycle of violence. The Eclipse had ignited a spark that could not be extinguished. In the months that followed, negotiations began. Though fraught with tension and mistrust, the talks marked the first step toward lasting peace. The Eclipse returned to Earth as a symbol of hope, its name etched into history alongside those who dared to challenge the status quo. Captain Elias Kane retired shortly thereafter, content in the knowledge that he had done everything in his power to secure humanity's place among the stars. As he gazed up at the night sky from his quiet retreat, he couldn't help but smile. The road ahead would be difficult, but for the first time in centuries, the future looked bright. And somewhere, far beyond the reaches of human exploration, the echoes of ruin gave way to whispers of unity.